like whatever happens, let's say Love and Hip Hop pick it up, you all get back together. How does
For a group of 10 men, but by the following morning things had already started to go south. Her phone was exploding with such shocking news that someone had allegedly planted a recording device in her car on which Remy's voice could be heard in a conversation with someone else, but the other person's voice was captured on the recording. As the drama developed, it became evident that Ree and Papa's marriage wasn't as ideal as people had assumed. The secret recording had people talking, but things really got crazy when boxing champion Claressa Shields entered the fray and made it even worse. The voice was largely unclear. That small amount of mystery was all it took when Claressa Shields challenged for Remy Ma to a boxing match. However, just when things couldn't get any more dramatic, 50 Cent stepped in to add even more drama, as that Remy wasn't someone you wanted to push too far. But Claressa didn't care. She doubled down and announced that the fight was scheduled for February 2nd. The internet This was personal for Claressa. It was unquestionably personal, as she claimed the entire beef began when Remy leaked private information in an attempt to destroy her career. Claressa went further and said she would fight Remy for $1. This wasn't about money or a competition for her. It was about making a point. Remo wasn't about to keep quiet, so she clapped back with a bombshell of her own, accusing rapper P of secretly being in a relationship while still married to her. According to Remy, he had been with someone else for years, even though they were still technically together. The drama escalated from there. Everyone that Remy had a history of handling issues in ways that matched. The stage was set for a brawl in which the males had their own dispute, and everyone was talking non-stop. 50 Cent's and Papoose' bad blood had been simmering for years. It began in 2018 when 50 made a remark about Remy's weight loss that offended Papo. This led to a string of public insults, and just when people thought it was over, 50 Cent escalated the drama by posting a picture of Papoose with the dubious caption, "From then on things only got worse." Media, neither of them wanted to back down, and the feud continued, becoming more unsightly. When people asked him about the situation, Fat Joe, who had been a big part of Remy Ma's life for years, tried to keep out of it and said he didn't know all the details. He had dinner with Remy the night before she went viral on Instagram, but even he seemed caught off guard by how quickly things happened. Papoose then jumped in to clear up, but he quickly shut that down. Although he frequently visited Brooklyn Chop House, he wasn't there that night, and he wanted to make sure people knew the truth, no matter how messed up things got. Truth about the man she had once supported. Ri claimed that the true issue out Mo was exposing his shortcomings for everyone to see. However, in a startling turn of events, Papoose supposedly acknowledged that he had been aware of Remy's affair the entire time. That bombshell just make matters worse, causing fans to wonder if formerly enjoyed widespread public backing was now. For years people were under fire and unsure of which side to support. Remy and Papoose had been viewed as the epitome of loyalty. He had supported her during her incarceration, publicly commended her at every opportunity, and by her side no matter what. However, now that everything was being questioned, it was unclear whether Papoose was aware of the affair, why he had stayed, or whether he had been hiding his own secrets. There were a lot of hypothesis, arguments, and divergent views on the internet. Some people believe Papo knew all along but kept quiet to protect their reputation, fearless both inside and outside the ring, and she saw Remy as someone who talked. In the world of hip-hop and boxing, two powerful names unexpectedly collided, and what started as a simple challenge soon spiraled into one of the most talked-about feuds of the year. On one side stood Remy Ma, the Bronx-born rap legend whose name carried both respect and controversy. On the other stood Claressa Shields, the undefeated boxing champion known around the world as the Eazy The Block Captain, the greatest woman of all time. No one saw it coming. No one expected it to escalate this far. But once the spark was lit, there was no turning back. It began with whispers, online exchanges, cryptic comments, and a challenge that seemed too bold to ignore. Claressa Shields, known for her no-nonsense attitude and competitive nature, made it clear that she was ready for anyone who wanted to test her. She didn't care if it was another boxer, a celebrity, or a rapper. She was built for competition. Remy Ma, always fierce and unapologetic, wasn't the type to back down from a challenge. Her career had been defined by strength, resilience, and survival. From her early days in the rap game under Big Pun's guidance to her later dominance in the battle rap and mainstream scenes, Remy had built a reputation for being as tough as they come. But what made this situation so different and so explosive was that it wasn't just about competition. It wasn't about money. It wasn't even about fame. For both women, this felt personal. Claressa Shields had spent her entire life proving herself. From growing up in Flint, Michigan, to becoming a two-time Olympic gold medalist and multi-division world champion, she carried the weight of her legacy with pride. To her, every fight was another chance to silence doubt. Every opponent was another test of her greatness. So when rumors began circulating that Remy Ma might step into the ring, Claressa didn't laugh it off. Instead, she leaned in. Calm, confident, and laser-focused, she reminded everyone that boxing wasn't a game. It was her life. She didn't need to talk trash. Her record spoke for itself. Meanwhile, Remy Ma's reaction was classic Remy. Bold, fearless, and full of Bronx energy. She didn't care about the odds or the critics. She'd faced tougher battles in life than a few punches in the ring. To her, this was a chance to prove something deeper. That she could stand tall against anyone, no matter the arena. The internet exploded. Fans from both camps went wild with debates, memes, and predictions. Would Claressa's technical skill and years of professional experience dominate the match? Or would Remy Ma's raw aggression and street-tough background make it an unpredictable fight? Some fans believed the rapper was stepping way out of her league. Facing a trained world champion wasn't the same as a rap battle or a street fight. Others defended Remy, saying that toughness isn't always about training. It's about heart, grit, and fearlessness. Social media timelines flooded with side-by-side comparisons, hypothetical fight posters, and heated arguments. Every tweet, every Instagram story, every short clip added fuel to the growing tension. But underneath all the hype, something deeper was brewing. For Remy Ma, this wasn't just about Claressa Shields. It came during a time when her personal life was under the microscope. Rumors about her marriage, allegations of infidelity, and whispers of betrayal had put her in a difficult spotlight. Her husband, Papoose, once viewed as the model of loyalty, suddenly found himself in the middle of the storm. Was he blindsided by it all? Or had he chosen to ignore what was happening right in front of him? Fans were split. Some sympathized with him, calling him a victim of circumstance. Others accused him of knowing more than he let on, of being complicit in the chaos that surrounded them. For Remy, though, none of that mattered. The headlines, the gossip, the judgment, it all became noise. What she wanted now was focus. A challenge. A distraction with meaning. While the internet buzzed with speculation, Claressa stayed composed. She didn't feed the drama. She didn't go live for clout or throw shade for views. Instead, she trained, as she always did, with purpose. She brushed off distractions like they were nothing. To her, this wasn't personal. It was professional. A test of discipline. A reminder to anyone watching that being great means staying grounded, no matter what storms are swirling around you. Reporters pressed her for answers. Would she actually fight Remy Ma? Was it real or just hype? Claressa neither confirmed nor denied. Her silence only added to the mystery. But behind that quiet confidence was a truth everyone knew. If the fight ever did happen, Remy would be stepping into a world she had never truly experienced before. The idea of hip-hop meeting professional boxing fascinated the public. Two worlds built on power, pride, and performance, now colliding head-on. Remy Ma's supporters saw her as the embodiment of street strength. A woman who had endured incarceration, survived the music industry, and rebuilt her career from scratch. She was fearless, battle-tested, and real. Claressa Shields, on the other hand, represented discipline and precision. She had turned pain into purpose, overcoming poverty and adversity to become one of the most decorated fighters in modern sports. This wasn't just about two women, it was about two worlds. The streets versus the system. Passion versus precision. Raw instinct versus refined skill. Weeks passed and the tension only grew. Interviews, podcasts, and gossip channels couldn't stop talking about it. Would it really happen? Would Remy Ma actually step into the ring with a world champion? Every time one of them posted online, fans dissected their words for clues. Claressa's training clips were analyzed frame by frame. Remy's cryptic captions were interpreted as signs of confidence or defiance. The internet had turned their silence into suspense. It wasn't just a potential fight anymore. It had become a cultural event, a spectacle that represented pride, pain, and perseverance. But as the hype continued, both women seemed to understand something the crowd didn't. This wasn't just about punches or victory. It was about identity. For Claressa Shields, it was another opportunity to show the world that she was more than just a boxer. She was a symbol of strength, confidence, and control. Every fight was another chapter in her story of dominance. For Remy Ma, this was about redemption, proving that no matter how many times the world tried to define her, she could rewrite her own narrative. Both women had fought battles that went far beyond physical. Both had been underestimated, criticized, and misunderstood. And that's what made their potential clash so magnetic, because at its core, it wasn't just a fight. It was a statement. By now, everyone had taken sides. Team Claressa argued that skill always wins, that experience, discipline, and strategy would crush raw aggression every single time. Team Remy countered that heart can't be measured, that real toughness comes from surviving what life throws at you, not just what happens in the ring. Even celebrities chimed in. Some encouraged the matchup, calling it a culture moment. Others thought it was unnecessary, a distraction from both women's legacies. But no matter what people said, one thing became clear: the world was watching. As days turned into weeks, the rumors began to fade, but the conversation never fully died. The possibility of a fight still lingered in the air, like unfinished business. Neither Claressa nor Remy officially confirmed anything, but their silence spoke volumes. Remy continued to move like someone who had something to prove, performing, speaking, and showing the world that she was unshaken. Claressa continued training, staying sharp and focused, always ready for whatever challenge might come next. And as the story continued to unfold, fans realized that this wasn't about who could throw the hardest punch. It was about who could stand tall when the world tried to knock them down. Whether or not they ever face each other in the ring, the tension between these two powerful women has already become part of pop culture history, a testament to ambition, ego, pride, and power.